next 2 weeks at least, there's this really nice I would say like optimistic energy about you. There's this childlike fun. A lot of you are socializing. A lot of you are doing like I feel, playing games, physical activities, even board games. I feel like a lot of, just fun camaraderie, socializing, and things like that are keeping you very hopeful. I feel almost like, friends inviting you to come out, and then you go out for a few drinks, and then you go back home with your friends, and then you entertaining guests at home as well. So I feel like it's being combined, like you go out and then you come back home and you entertain your guests, the same group of guests that you left with earlier, they come back home. So I see a lot of activity in the home front, and I feel like it's very, very positive and very optimistic. There's this really nice, carefree, but I feel like you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people as well, and you feel very comfortable around them. Like the conversations are not heavy, and I feel like a lot of foreign people in your midst. This can be, culturally, ethnically, they're different, or there's something like that. But I just feel like, yeah, I feel like, whatever you would consider foreign. There's like foreign food, going to, possibly cultural fairs and things like that. So there's a lot of that energy around you. So I feel like it's looking very good, Scorpios. Whatever changes you've implemented recently, I feel like you're a lot happier. Okay, so no more Saturn weighing on you. So I feel like it's a really, really beautiful energy. Um, let's see what we have for you. The first card I have out here is the Page of Coins. It's crossed by the Knight of Cups. I'm reading the Knight of Cups, more of your energy. Um, I feel like there's this back and forth with you here. And then we have the King of Cups on top. So I feel like, yeah, there's just a lot of people vying for your attention overall, okay? And I feel like it's in work, in business as well, or in love. I'm going to take more of a business angle with this spread because the first thing that came out here is the Knight of, it's the page, excuse me, the Page of Coins. So let's get all the cards out and then I'll go into it. There is somebody who is very, very firm around you. Like, that's the word that comes to mind. Be careful about your finances. And okay, so I feel like a lot of you are going to be dealing with some discussion, some serious discussion, meetings, and things like that regarding finances, okay? So that's the first thing I'm getting here with the Four of Wands. This usually indicates to me, it's like an office. And I usually think about, financial transactions or discussions about finances or something like that coming into the picture for you guys. So, that is coming in possibly towards the end of the month, okay? So let's look at everything else because I feel that there's something that you're hesitating about, okay? So in the past position, we have the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords is kind of like, what do I do? It's kind of like indecisiveness, but in this situation, you are kind of blindfolded and you don't know, you don't feel as if you have all the information. Once the information comes through, then you would feel a lot more confident about making a decision. However, as you can see, she's like blindfolded, but her third eye is open. So I feel like deep down in your guts of guts, in your, that internal reservoir of intuition that you know what you want to do. And I feel almost as if you're being like pulled in different directions, okay? And that's normal when it comes to every decision that we make in life. Usually we are pulled, we are consulting other people, and I feel like for you this month, it would be in your best interest to not consult other people because I feel like you're being pulled in this different direction. When it comes to a financial transaction, especially a new job, a new person entering the workplace, or some type of discussion regarding job opportunities, payments, financial transactions, or something like that, it looks very, very positive to me. A lot of you are dealing with possibly an earth sign. So this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. and there's some kind of hesitation regarding them. Okay, I feel like if it's a love partner, this person is really enamored by you and they want to push things forward and move things to the next level. But I do feel because your energy is crossing it, I feel that you're not completely sure if they're the one for you. I feel like there's some back and forth communication happening. I also feel like if it's a business transaction as well, you're waiting on some type of approval for a possibly a new training opportunity. There's like back and forth movement. The communication will come through. There's going to be some type of salary negotiation, I feel, coming through for you, pertaining to possibly promotion, pertaining to possibly like moving you from your current office to a different office is what I'm sensing. I feel like if it's a romantic partner or some type of a dealing with an earth sign, you're kind of flip-flopping and you're not really sure how you feel about this situation. I feel like they might uncharacteristically push things a little bit too fast and you're not comfortable with that, okay? The foundation here is we do have the Hermit in the reverse position. And what this indicates to me is I feel that it is really important for you to re-examine past actions in order to make your decisions, okay? So going back to what I said earlier, I feel like deep down your intuition is telling you what you should do. But I also sense that because you're showing up as well in the reverse position, crowning this reading, the things that you want, like emotionally, the decision that you want to make emotionally is somewhat in conflict with the practical decision. So practicality and emotional happiness, somehow they are conflictual for you the second half of this month. And I feel because of it, the Hermit is advising you to look back at the past, look back at past transgression, past patterns of behaviors, and try to match up, actions and consequences. But at the same time, try to gauge somebody's words versus their actions. So reviewing something from your past is really going to bring important insights. Okay, it's going to provide you with important insights. I also feel there might be a lot of you might have some situation that might have transpired in the past, possibly with an air sign or an earth sign. So we also have the Page of Swords here. This deals with communication. And it's an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. There's something that happened in the past and you're like confused. You're utterly confused. So I feel like it's almost like a do-over. You have a second chance here at something. And you're reluctant about digging that situation back up, and you're also reluctant about processing that information because I feel like maybe something happened that might have been difficult or it might have been just grating. I feel like possibly two people working at cross purposes with one another because I feel like there's an earth sign and then you're crossing them. So it seems to me potentially there might have been some conflict. There might have been like some situation that transpired where you don't even know what happened. You're utterly confused and you've moved on from it, and now you're reluctant about digging up the past in order to get insights. But I feel you are going to have to in order for you to get the information that you need. And you're like the natural detective of the zodiac, so I feel like unearthing information, no matter how uncomfortable it is, unearthing information is crucial for you. I feel coming in, you are going to be asked a lot of questions by other people. Okay, there is a little bit of almost. It feels to me like rapid fire questions being asked in succession. So like one question ends and then you give an answer and then another one comes through. Because you're in the reverse position and because you're in alignment with the Hermit, I'm going to advise you not to lie, not to be dishonest, not to withhold information, because everything will be pretty much unearthed, okay? So be very careful about that in your dealings. You're crowning this reading in the reverse position. There's something I feel that you're holding close to your chest. You don't have all the information as well, and if someone is asking you, it would be in your best interest to just say you don't know if you don't know, or try to do figure out the truth. I feel like somebody is in your life, and their energy could emotionally destabilize you because you're really not sure about them. But the people you're dealing with are both in the upright position. External to you are people that are very righteous and are very like clear about what it is that they want. So I feel like you just want to be honest, okay? Just be very honest, because the truth will come out with the hermit looking back at the past, okay? So it would behoove you to just, confront the situation face on and don't worry about it, okay? You're dealing with good people, I feel. I feel like for a lot of you, you're dealing with younger energies too. So like somebody just with a very playful personality, or people, how like children sometimes they ask a lot of questions and they're not very censored. They don't really know if a question is inappropriate based on the setting that they asked you the question in. So it's one of those things where it's like really unexpected and it might cause a little bit of embarrassment. So I feel like that's why you're kind of in a little bit of a sticky situation. But I don't feel anything bad coming out of that. Now, in terms of the advice here, we have somebody definitely coming back from the past. We have the Six of Cups in the reverse position, which indicates some type of reminiscing about the past, people returning into our lives from the past. In the past position, it feels as if there's a gateway that opened for some situation to return. This whoever this person is, they might have destabilized you. And I also feel like, it could be another water sign as well. So you have earth, water, and air. So another Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer as well. There is some type of person returning from the past. It was not positive. It was not positive. It will, if it was a water sign, I don't feel that whole situation was entirely positive. I feel that you might have closed the door on that and you have moved on with new projects, new people. And I feel as well that there's some kind of dealing with them coming in for this year. So be on your guard and, try to just honesty, I feel would be the best option. But if there's no need to communicate, there's just really no need to open that door, okay? External to your environment is the Empress. And I feel like there is somebody who's very, very strong-willed. There is somebody who is also just really, really attractive. I feel that energy. She or he is like very playful, very attractive, very can be seductive as well. Okay, this is somebody who stands their ground and they don't budge. They're just very sure, self-assured, and sure about themselves. For you Scorpio males out there, I feel like there might be like an ex-lover. I feel like possibly an ex-spouse coming back in. Well, actually, I feel like more for Scorpio men, like an ex-wife, somebody you have children with, even like if you were never married, it's somebody that you have children with, because we have three of these cards, which indicate falling out between people coming back from the past. This is usually a maternal figure. She's got eggs on her head. I feel like it's somebody you have children with, as well as some type of ending, conclusion to a marriage situation. So a lot of you might be dealing with that. And then, there might be some type of demands for financial assistance or some money situation coming through. I feel though, now that I'm looking at it, a lot of you might be dealing with water sign. And then the water sign there might be some financial entanglements surrounding this water sign that you have to sort through. And for those of you dealing with an air sign, so Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, there might be some communication coming through where it's all about getting at the truth, okay? So that's how it's going to play out. And in your hopes and fears, we have the Seven of Wands. I feel like there's somebody very strong external to you, and they ask a lot of questions. They seem to me to be very self-assured, very beautiful, very self-possessed, and they're very confident as well. But I feel like this person might put on an air that they're very confident, but I feel like deep down, everyone has their insecurities. So I think you need to keep that into account. If they intimidate you, I feel that you also have to know, we're all humans, everyone has their weak spots, and they might not show it. And if this is somebody you don't know very well, they might just be projecting a certain kind of aura. I don't feel it's inauthentic, but I do feel that for some reason they intimidate you, and there's no need to be afraid. Okay, so there might be some discussion as well with children. What I'm feeling is, if there is some financial, demands placed upon you, I feel that you're going to be able to explain yourself. And I feel almost as if you're not taking the bait. I feel like you're not taking the bait. You are going to stand your ground, and you are going to pretty much, try to figure out how you can skirt this issue. Or I feel like how you can try to work this so that both parties can arrive at a better outcome for both sides. I feel for a lot of you, it might be, a person coming from your past that you have children with. And I feel that more for like the male Scorpios, fathers and things like that. I also feel there might be discussions regarding children as well because of the two-page energy, where you might try to figure out, like what's the best way to coordinate travel, home arrangements. So I feel almost as if, if you're dealing with this a person you have children with and you have joint custody, for example, you or them, they might travel. And I feel that there's some kind of arrangement that needs to be in place. So, the child has to stay somewhere, right? So I feel like some discussion regarding arrangements. I feel the situation is going to pan out well. I feel that things will be okay. You have the Wheel of Fortune, which is one of the best cards in the deck, and it indicates to me that timing is on your side. Okay, there is definitely some talks about financial situation, and there is a very strong karmic tie between you and another person. And I feel though that things are going to be okay, and whenever we have kids with another person, it always denotes to me some type of karmic tie, because we are pretty much bound to them via the child, okay, via responsibilities, via some type of soul contract, okay? So it's not always like, it doesn't always manifest positively, but I do feel because of it, it's really important for you to work through your issues together as a unit, even though you're not together anymore, for the betterment of the child, okay? That's the soul contract you have with them. It's not really about you both, it's more about the child. So try to be on your best behaviors and try to make sure that, you both learn to compromise. And I know that's very difficult for estranged parents, but that is something I feel coming through that might be, um, it might require a softer, lighter touch from your end for this next 2 weeks. I feel some element of home environment is being either discussed, or there's some news surrounding it that might not be too favorable. I don't feel anything bad coming through, disruption. I don't feel disruption, but I definitely feel like your sense of comfort is being questioned. Your home, your sense of comfort is being questioned, and then things will alleviate, and then it falls back down again, and it will start to stabilize once more. So there might be, you might be thinking about selling property. You might be thinking about whether or not it's a good time to sell your current property, if that's something that you were planning for quite some time. A lot of you, there might be travel associated with it, where you feel like, oh, I don't really need a house anymore, so I think I will downsize and go into an apartment. I feel like some downsizing when it comes to a home environment is in the works for you. What I feel as well when it comes to communication on the love front, okay, no matter who you're dealing with, you have some positive cards here that indicates to me some type of reciprocity when it comes to communication, when it comes to gifts, giving trinkets, giving, communication the old-fashioned way. This is like speaking on the phone. This is like writing letters. And this is like through email. So I don't feel like it's like fast, rapid communication. But I do feel it is like very thorough, very well thought out communication that's coming through. Going back to what I mentioned about asking a lot of questions, a lot of you are dealing with people in your environment asking you a lot of questions, but those are not the people that you are romantically linked up with. They're more of like work associates, acquaintances, and people that you don't really have, strong emotional ties with. But when it comes to people who are close to you, there is going to be well thought out, well planned, sincere communication that is coming through for you. I feel that timing is everything and things are being reciprocated as well. I feel there is some type of turning point coming through for the full moon, and that is going to happen after, that's actually on the 20th, I believe. That's the I believe that's the transition to the equinox. So I believe it's the 20th or to the 23rd, depending on where you are geographically. But I do sense there's something like that coming through that will enlighten you to, who is really on your side and and where there might be some problems that you need to work through. So, for example, I'm going to say, try to curb your spending, Scorpio. I mentioned it during the yearly reading, and I'm going to mention it again. I feel like you want to control the financial flow a little bit. There might be some things that might need fixing up around your home. So make sure you don't delay on that, okay? So I feel like, just be careful about finances overall, okay? So I do wish you all the best for the rest of this month. And if you'd like a private reading, please contact me at temperatestar@gmail.com, or you can visit my um, details in the description box below. One last thing, sorry, I'm just hearing this. I feel like if for those of you with children, there might be like some, um, dealings with possibly teachers, caregivers to your children, okay? I feel like there's some type of a situation where they're telling you one thing, but the child is telling you something else. I feel like your children might be a little bit mischievous, so keep your eyes out on them, because I have this Page of Swords here. If you look at his face, and then if you look at this, it seems to me as if people around him are like, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that, and then he's like, no, no, I didn't. So it seems like something like mischievous is happening, but I feel like it's harmless. It's not, catastrophic. Like they didn't do anything too bad. It's just, childhood mischief. All right. So I'll talk to you soon.